There's a tiny floating hair in my drink. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding, I think I just spent like at least 5 minutes trying to get that hair out. I think I got it.
It's too late now, I remember everything.
Anyways, I'm parked here in a parking lot because I didn't want to be in my house and I don't have good lighting in my room. Tastes like hands now. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm wearing basically winter attire. I'm wearing a beanie because I like beanies, and a full sweatshirt, and don't mind that, that's from my water trying to get the hair out, and sweatpants. But just to let you know how mentally unstable I am, it's 78 degrees, and these are the things that I choose to do. I don't have my car running because I don't want it to be like loud, so it's hot. If more articles of clothing, I'm not gonna get naked, but if more like articles of clothing come off throughout the video, don't be alarmed. I might take my hat off and my sweatshirt so I don't get a heat stroke. Okay. Article number 1. Story time. When I was 18, I got my first car. It was an old, like, 2002 or something Honda Civic. I got the car with the help of my brother-in-law. He's a mechanic, and he knows what to look for in used cars. He would go with me to look at these cars, and we found one, and I had just gotten my first job, I think. So I didn't have money really. So he loaned me the money. It wasn't much. It was really not a lot, and I was gonna pay him back. So we got it, and he took it back to their house so he could work on it and fix the things that initially needed to be fixed so that I could drive it and not die, but that's some foreshadowing. So it had been a couple days to a week or something maybe, I don't remember exactly, and he was like, "Your car is ready, you want to come by and pick it up?" And I was like, awesome, my first car, I'm such an adult, I'm so excited. I picked it up and was like, time to drive it home. And I lived 10 to 15 minutes from their house. It was not a long drive. So I started driving it home. There was no auxiliary. I couldn't hook up my phone and listen to anything. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play music from my phone or something. Or I put, and this is very, very dumb, do not do this while you're driving, obviously. I learned the hard way. I was like, I'm just gonna put one earbud in and listen to music on my phone. I turned at a light, and then right at the top of this hill, this lady going stop, in the road, and there was a turtle in the road, and everyone was panicking and going around it, because I think the way it was over the hill was you didn't see what was happening until last minute, so we were going around, and I was like, whoa, that was close. And me being dumb, continued to listen to music in an earbud on my phone and looking down at my phone. And then I was like, what's that one song? It's in my head. Let me search on YouTube. Found it. I'm sorry I'm saying the word a million times. Feel free to keep a count and criticize me about it in the comments, because it annoys me when I'm editing. I'm like, wow. Some of them I can't edit out because I'm mumbling and rambling and slurring my words together, so Mumbler! It's very hard to edit them out sometimes. I try my best. And I was I think I found it, and I started listening to it, and I was focused on it, and I was looking down at the lyrics, I think this is it, and I got in a left turn lane at a light. Pause, because this needs to come off of me. It's too hot. I don't want to live here anymore. Okay, it's not that much better, but... So I was getting into the left turn lane, and I was looking up and down from my phone, and there was a car in front of me in the left turn lane, and the light turned green, and the car in front of me turned, and without thinking, It's not a green arrow, it's just a green light. You stupid face. I just went behind the car in front of me. I looked down at my phone, and there were some very ironic lyrics playing, might I add. I really wish that I could quote them right now, but I don't think. I think it would get copyrighted. But basically, the lyrics were just like talking about like exploding and loud noises in car accidents. And right as those lyrics were playing in my ears, I like blacked out. I just remember the loudest like crash, like glass shattering and like loud bang of like metal. I don't know how to describe it, but it was so loud. I remember my own scream. It was like I was out of my body and I like just heard my scream. It was very strange. I remember instantly both my ears were ringing, but my left ear was like hurting and ringing so badly. I remember the smell. Oh, the smell. You wouldn't think, no one's ever like, I wonder what a car accident smells like, but it's a thing. It was so strong, like a burnt, pungent smell. Like it was like burning my nose, and like felt like it wasn't like just air I was breathing. I felt like I was breathing in like dust and smoke, and it was intense. A very intense smell. I remember just like, I didn't feel like I was in my brain. Like I had no idea what just happened to me. I was so confused. I grabbed my phone and my earbuds, and I wonder sometimes if having the earbud in my right ear, I wonder if that like protected this ear a little bit, but also there's another reason why this ear might have been worse that we'll get to that. I just felt like it was a dream. I was on like autopilot, and I remember I grabbed my phone and my earbuds and I opened my driver door, and I remember looking at the ground and I saw liquid running on the pavement from my car. My like foggy, in shock brain was like, that's gasoline, my car's gonna blow up. So I got out. This was in the middle of the intersection, might I add. Oh, sorry, if you're wondering what the noise is, I'm just flipping this open and close, which is annoying. I'm gonna try to stop.
Seriously, I cannot understand a single word you're saying.
I got out and like walked over to the side of the road, like the sidewalk, and this guy, I think he was in like a big truck, like a big pickup truck. He stopped and got out and was like, I think he asked me probably, are you okay or something, and I was like, yeah. What do I do? Should I call someone? And he was like, yeah, you should call 911. And I was like, oh, because like my brain, I don't know if it's just like my anxiety and my social anxiety or whatever that makes me feel like I'm just, everything I do is a burden and doesn't count and isn't real and doesn't matter. Like anything that happens to me, I don't know what that means. But I was like, this doesn't count as anything real, right? Like, I shouldn't worry the police, right? Because it's just me. This is what my brain was doing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was like, okay. And I like called 911. I was like, I crashed my car. I got in an accident or something like that. I don't remember vividly because I was still out of it. I must have hung up with 911 at some point. I think I called my sister, the one with the husband that was the mechanic to fix my car. I called her and was like, I crashed. I felt so bad because they literally loaned me the money for that car, and he just finished fixing it up. I haven't even gotten it home yet. And it's a pile of junk now. Then I must have called my parents next. Don't be alarmed. Ambiance changed. Turned my car around to face the sun. I a little bit regret it. I don't have my windows down anymore because A, it's hot outside, and B, everyone is driving their crack addict loud cars around. My car is on. I have the air on low because it's toasty. Sorry if you hear that. To pick up where I left off, my parents at some point arrived to the scene. I realized I had a wound on my arm. It wasn't anything major. It was kind of just like a scrape, like the skin was missing from that area. I have the scar still, but it's very faded. If you can see, probably not really. there's just like an area right here that's like lighter skin. And then there's like these very thin little cuts at the bottom that were like deep, but they were very precise. I couldn't feel it because I was in shock. Hold on, there's people like 20 feet away from me. Just got out of their car and they were yelling, so I think this parking lot is just cursed. Quietly watches as the drama unfolds. Anyways, when the police and EMTs and firemen got there, they were like asking me if I got any, like if I was injured, if I was okay, if I hit my head, and I was like, I don't know, I have this on my arm, I don't think anything else is wrong with me. I can't really hear anything, and my ear hurts. They were asking me like what happened, like the police were. I don't know, I swore up and down, and I still am suspicious that somebody hit me because I didn't see a car. I know that I was like looking up and down from my phone, but like, how would I have not seen a car in front of me? You know, like even if I was looking down, I feel like I would have definitely seen that. So I was like, somebody hit me, somebody came over the hill and hit me while I was turning, and they must have been going super fast because they just came out of nowhere. And that was my argument, and I still kind of stand by it, but like I'm fully aware it was my fault that I went through a green light acting like it was a green arrow. Oopsies. But the police were like, yeah, you hit the back of their car. And I was like, I don't know if I believe that, but like looking at the evidence, it does kind of point towards that. The way the damage was done to my car, apparently I hit the back end of, like, they passed in front of me and I hit their back end, and I spun them all the way down the road, like halfway to the next light. I spun them so far down the road that I never met them. I never saw them, I never interacted with them, I never heard from them. Like, they were way down there. I wasn't going that fast. It must have just been because they were going fast. Because I was just turning. I'm just skilled, what can I say? So, like, the cops didn't believe my story, which is probably for the best. I could see their car down the road after the fact. I don't remember seeing them at all. Like, they did not come up to talk to me, and I did not go to talk to them. In the very, very rare coincidence that the person that I hit ever sees this, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying proper attention, and I'm sorry. I'm like, I didn't hear anything about them sustaining any major injuries. They didn't, like, flip their car. They didn't, like, smash into anything. They just, like, spun, like...
Run.
down the road, and they were, like, in the median down there. The EMTs were, like, questioning me real hard if I, like, hit my head, if I, like, felt any certain type of way, and they bandaged up my arm, like, wrapped a bunch of gauze around my arm. And I was like, that's real tight. And they were like, it needs to be. I, like, signed a bunch of waivers saying I don't want to go to the hospital and be checked. I was, like, terrified they'd give me, like, an IV or something, so I was like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just take my risks and hope I didn't get a concussion and hope I'm not gonna die in my sleep. I think it was the cops asked me, did your airbag go off? And I was like, I don't think so. No. And they were like, that's interesting because it's in your back seat. I was like, oh, then I guess it went off. I think I was like turned with my head to the right a little bit, looking down at my phone. So the airbag like boxed me in the ear, therefore hearing damage. They were both ringing because the accident was loud. But that ear was extra bad because it got basically punched so hard by the airbag. It was in the back seat. The cops gave me a ticket because it was literally my fault.
I'm sorry, I was having a flashback.
I also forgot to mention earlier that the guy who stopped and was like, yeah, you need to call 911. He moved my front bumper out of the road and he just like dragged it off to the side. He just kind of like got in his truck and disappeared. They like towed my car out of the road and like cleaned up most of the mess. There were still like little tiny remnants of my car in that intersection for like weeks or months. I went to youth group that night because it was a Wednesday. I was like, I'm not gonna not go because of this. I feel fine. I feel great and amazing, and I'm going. So I went. I didn't even change my clothes or anything. So I just remember sitting in the lesson. I like looked down, little like glass dust, like tiny little pieces of glass and stuff, and dirt and debris, like in the folds of my jeans. I like put my fingers in my hair or something, and I found this little tiny like piece of like metal wire that was like a tiny little curly one. I don't know what it was from. It was just a little piece of wire right here. And right where it was, I like felt, and I had like a little bit of a buzz cut right here. It like burned my hair off. The little wire was hot and it burned my hair off right there. And for like months, I had like short hair right here. I did not get diagnosed with PTSD or anything, but I definitely had some symptoms of it and was traumatized. I had a lot of nightmares about it. I would have just like visions of it happening and like flashbacks. It would just like play in my mind and I would like jolt back to reality. It was aggressive for a while, and like when I would be in the car at all or when I would drive my dad's car, so I didn't have a car anymore, it was difficult for me for a little bit. Not gonna make it sound more dramatic than it was. It wasn't like horrific. Not saying I wasn't able to function or anything, because I could function. It was just like every once in a while I'd get very freaked out and have anxiety or panic thinking about it, or wake up from a nightmare about it. It was a struggle a little bit. I did have to go to like an ear, nose, and throat doctor to talk about my hearing in my left ear. The ringing sounds were like so loud, like sharp sounds. Felt like someone was stabbing my ear with a knife. That may be a little dramatic, but it hurt a lot. And they were like, your ringing should stop in a couple weeks. So this was like 5 years ago now. 5.5 years. The ringing is like gone, I think. I think I just have normal person ringing in my ears every now and then. But it took a while, like a year or two even, for the ringing to go away. This ear is still, I think, more sensitive, and my wound slowly healed. I'm gonna insert a picture of it because I was told the shape of my wound was a T-Rex, basically. A T-Rex with big feet. Maybe I'll put it like right here. It's a T-Rex. PSA for the world. Don't be on your phone while you're driving. Don't have an earbud in your ear while you're driving. Be aware of your surroundings, and if you're at a green light or a green arrow, that's an important difference. If the turtle wasn't there, it could have gone two different ways. One, I could have not been in the accident because the timing would have been different had the turtle not like slowed me down and I didn't have to go around the turtle. Perhaps there wouldn't have been a car for me to hit when I went through the intersection blindly and not paying attention. Or perhaps the turtle saved my life, and if there wasn't a turtle on the road, maybe I would have gone through the intersection just a second sooner, and the car that I hit perhaps would have T-boned me in my passenger side and maybe killed me, because they were going probably at least 50. So the turtle either caused me to get in an accident or it saved my life. We don't know, but I will accept how it happened. I'm willing to take that consequence instead of perhaps dying. So I guess thanks to that turtle that was in the road. So let me know if you want to hear about my other accident that I flipped my car and totaled my second car after only having it for a few weeks. And I can make a video talking about that. Hope I didn't forget any details. Sorry if this video is all over the place. I'm a little bit chaotic sometimes. Feel free to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!